Greetings, Chem students. This is the pre-lab video for the freezing and melting of water. We've talked about phase changes and the phase diagrams, so today we are going to collect temperature data during the freezing and melting of water. We're going to analyze the graphs to determine the freezing and melting temperatures of water here at Seatown on our elevation. And finally, we're going to determine the relationship between the freezing and the melting temperature of water. As you can see on the diagram here, certain things that we are going to need. We're going to need a test tube. I'm going to give you the test tubes. Let's not use the test tube in your drawers because we're going to use a bigger test tube. We're going to have the biggest beaker that we have in our drawers, and you can see that you need 2 of the vernier temperature probes. Okay, so we need 2 temperature probes, also a utility clamp and the ring stand. Ring stand is underneath the sink. The utility clamp will be in a drawer up front. All right. So the first part, we're going to deal with the freezing. Okay, we're going to fill a 400 milliliter beaker, a half full, with ice, and then add 100 milliliters of water. Okay, it's going to be distilled water into the test tube. We can just use tap water for this 100 milliliters because that's just an ice bath that you will have. Okay, the test tube should be clamped above the water bath. You put the temperature probe inside the test tube and place another temperature probe inside the ice bath. So we're going to keep temperature of the ice bath and temperature of the water inside the beaker. We're going to open the correct folder that it says into. Okay, when everything is ready, we are going to collect the data by hitting the collect button and then lowering the test tube into the ice bath. Soon after so, you're going to take 5 spoons of salt and add it into the beaker and stir with the stirring rod. You could also stir with a spoon if you have a plastic spoon. Do not stir with the temperature probe. All right. Once again, we're putting the salt into the ice bath, not into the test tube. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to sit there and follow directions. Once 15 minutes have passed, the data collection will stop. Okay, this is set to go for 15 minutes. It will do so automatically, and then you have to follow steps on number 8 in which to analyze the flat portion of your graph. Okay. Now the second part is the melting part. Okay. You're going to prepare the computer for the data collection, so you store the latest run. Okay. That stores the data so you can use it later on when you need it. Okay. We're going to end up collecting more data. All right. So you do not remove the temperature probe inside the test tube. Okay. What you're going to do is you are going to dispose of the ice water by dumping it into the sink, and you're going to get 250 milliliters of warm tap water in the beaker. You can just get that from your sinks right there. Just turn on the warm tap water. That will be warm enough. When 12 minutes have passed, lower the test tube and its contents into this warm water bath. At the same time, place the temperature probe into the warm water. When 15 minutes have passed, the data collection will stop. Okay? So after 12 minutes, you lower the test tube into the warm water bath. So it'll just be melting on its own in our room temperature air for 12 minutes, and then the last 3 minutes it will be into the warm water bath. Once again, you will analyze the material on number 13, and then you're going to have to print a graph of the temperature versus time of both data runs. So you're going to make sure that you have both runs on the graph before you print it. When you print it, you're going to have to ask me how to print it, what printer to use, and especially how to enter your names so that they print onto your graph also. The final thing then will be the report sheets in the back of the lab. So you're going to have to put on your data table the melting and freezing point, and then you're going to have to answer the questions on the data processing 1 through 5. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Computer Lab number 2, Freezing and Melting of Water. This is Mr. Braun. Ladies and gentlemen, let's investigate.